everybody, it's Gwen with CraftyLadyDesigns.com. It's a Tuesday. We are starting a new project today, and I'm running a wee bit, well, I'm right on time, but I was running a little bit behind because I made another sample. We are going to do an altered tin can. Well, what it is this. It is my tea cans. I live on iced tea, and I brew my iced tea using this English breakfast tea by Twigs. I get it at World Market. I save these along. I'm becoming a hoarder. I really am. I think I need some professional help. My son-in-law says I'm a very neat hoarder. Anyway, it's getting a little overdone, but the upshot is I saved a ton of these. I've got one from Barnes& Noble that's a different tea line. It's a square tin. Let me get it here. It's a square tin. It's by Harney and Sons. It was for iced tea, so it's a little taller, a little different size. But we're going to use this today. I posted the samples the one on. So this is what we're using. Any tin. It doesn't have to be this kind of tin. Just any type tin. This tin happens to measure. It measures about 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and so that's it's about 4 inches tall. You can use anything you want to use, but this is what we're going to use today. So I made this sample, and this is the one I posted online. Something just popped up on my computer. Excuse me. If we freeze, hi Jenny, hi Marilyn, hi Linda. Who else is here? Did I miss? Hi Kathy, Marion. Who else is here? If we freeze or whatever, I will be back. So hang in there, and we'll just have more than one post. I don't know if you all know this, but they're saved on Ustream for a period of time. But when I finish up, I also upload them to my channel on YouTube. They're a little easier to watch on. Well, I think they're just easier to watch, quite frankly. But I rewatch them on my iPad because I can't watch the recordings of. I know other people can. I can't, and I don't know how to do it. So I watch them on YouTube. Anyway, I'm falling on my chair. Back to our little project. I painted this particular tin first now I'm using chalk paint. I painted this particular tin first with gesso. Then I didn't let it dry. I dried it, quite frankly. Dries pretty fast because it is metal and the metal gets hot. And so then I started putting the paint on, and it started rolling up the gesso. It was a nightmare. I'd take some of it off, but the upshot is I ended up making sure it was really good and dry if you're going to do that, because this is red underneath. You're going to have a color or a design or an advertisement or something underneath. Then I made sure it was dry, and then I put my paint on my. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. What am I? Chalk paint. I'm using chalk paint today. So I put on my chalk paint, let it dry, put it on a thin coat. Put on thin, even your gesso if you do that. I'll show you here the other one I did. Put on a thin coat of the paint, the chalk paint. This is kind of a lace color. It's kind of a creamy whatever. And dried it, whatever, and then put another coat on it as well. And then I took frayed burlap and one of the applicators, and I went around and I distressed around. I don't know if you can see it real well on camera, but I distressed all around it. I did the corners and around the bottom and around the lid. Now this lid is on here, I think, to stay. If you want to use it for something, I would let it set for a few days. Let all this paint cure and dry, because putting this lid on, mine's on, I think, to stay. So then I took some brown paint and I watered it down a little bit, and I took a toothbrush and I splattered it And you can see the splatters. I love the splatters. Can we see that? The splatters. Now, because this is metal and there's a color underneath, uh, hi Marilyn, hi honey, hi Char. Uh, I see it because this scratches real easy. Real easy. Now, I did not distress this with sanding like I did my jar. I'm going to show you this jar in a minute. So I took Claudine helmets, or you could take any glue and seal by Ranger. I got a new a matte medium finish uh, sealant. So after it was all good and dry, and after I had speckled it with the toothbrush, I went over with a dry brush. Do not have a wet brush, a dry brush with my Claudine Helmets glue and multi-medium matte finish. Now it looks shiny. Well, it is shiny, but it's a matte finish. I do wish it was more matte, quite frankly. Excuse me. And then I dried that. And I only put one coat on it, but that keeps it from scratching. It seals it. Now, I have a spray seal as well that I could have sprayed it with. I just didn't want to go to the box and spray it. So then I sprayed it and I dried it real well. And then I started embellishing. I've got a little handle up here on the top, like so. I would not use it to pull this open because it'd pull it off. To put this handle down, I put a couple little, I don't know if you can see them, brads in there for the holes, but I used this quick grip. You can either use quick grip or 6000. This is easier to open. I've got the 6000, but and either one of them. I used the quick grip, but I also put a dab of hot glue just to hold it down until the quick grip dries. This will be using this type of embellishment. I've got some burlap, I've got some lace, I've got some flat back pearls, and of course flowers. I get to use flowers today because I didn't use them. And then I did my thing with the flowers, and I just did it. Now you can do any embellishments. You can put a medallion there. I had these keys. You could put a big key there. Whatever you want to do. Now that's the first one I did, and that's it's called lace. It's just kind of a creamy color. Is what it's called. Um, Hi, Scap. Hi, honey. Okay, this is my second one. Now, this is what I've been doing. I started I don't know how long our class is going to be, but I started this, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. I wanted to see, this one I dealt with the gesso and had a problem. I mean, it come out okay, and I fixed it and all these things. This one, I thought, I want to try this before class because I want to see if I can just use the paint and just use the, is Amanda here? Hi, honey. Hi, Amanda. To just use the paint. And this again is the, whatever paint I'm going to use. Oh, come on. What is it? See, I don't know. I think I've got part-timers. It's the chalk paint, of course. It's chalk. And this is kind of a grayish blue. It's more blue, but it's kind of a Williamsburg blue. Now this is a little different. This one I used the jute. This jute with the lace is from Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. I don't know if they still have it, but Carol, hi Carol, hi honey. Carol sent this to me, and I used it for something else and had a little bit left. So I used it on this, and then I just used some stock lace and the flat back pearls. And then there again, I did a flower arrangement on top. This one also has a handle with a couple little flowers and some side baby roses like I do, and same thing. Now, this, oh, and I did the same thing. I painted it with the paint, 2 coats, dried it real well. Hi, Jenny. It's been a while. Hi, picture. Hi, Judy. It has been a while, honey. So glad you're here. All right. Do you still have it, Carol? Good. Okay. Well, this is from Scrap. They have it in 2 colors. They have it in the ecru, and then they have it in like an off-white. So that's what I used on this one with the flowers as well. But I also painted this, let it dry, spackled it with the brown, with the little spackles, which I absolutely love. And then I sealed this with. Now the only problem we're going to have today, if I don't go talking, is other than that is getting this all dried real well. I use my heat, and this dries a little faster when you use your heat because it's metal and the metal gets hot and whatever. But hi, Judy. I'm glad you're here, honey. Where you been? You been okay, I hope. Uh, so anyway, I also sealed this with the matte finish multi-purpose sealer. You can use glue and seal, I think. I have glue and seal. I've never used it. And it's by Ranger. So here are the two. One is the kind of cream colored. This is kind of a Williamsburg blue, which I really, really like. And then I don't know what we're going to do today. I don't know what other color I have. I may make a different color. But I'm virtually going to do the same thing. We're going to use this tin. So I got a show and tell, and I put this on today. I put this one on today. I just made this one an hour ago. Then I put a picture of all over the internet and YouTube are Kerrs and ball jars. I should have and I do. I bought some ball jars. I'm 25 miles away from Ball State University, where my daughter graduated, Ball Memorial Hospital, and the Ball brothers that make the fruit jars were from Muncie, Indiana, and they supported and started Ball State University, Ball Memorial Hospital, 100 years ago probably, but I don't know the time. But my daughter did great. It's a wonderful college. Has the best telecommunications school because what's his name from Elwood that just retired? Oh my God, he just retired from the Tonight Show. What was his name? I can't. He's from Indiana, and he supports that school. He donates and gives tons of money to Ball State's telecommunications schools. That's where he graduated from. So a little history lesson. But anyway, I like the Kerrs as well because I like to do this. So this one is a Kerrs jar. It's a smaller one. And I made it. We may do one of these. This has got this kind of a lid. Now, I didn't leave it open. I think Ashley used these jars and something. And of course, they're used for everything. I got a little key. I hung on some jute. Wrap some jute around the neck. I just painted this, no gesso. I just painted this with the chalk paint. Let it dry, spray. I mean, blew it dry, whatever. And I did go with some a sanding block and go around the corners. And I went over the name that's embossed on there to bring out the Kerrs self-sealing. This you couldn't get open either. I didn't glue them down, but I think they're just down. I mean, I'm not going to open it anyway. And of course, I wrapped jute all around the top, and then I tied a key on the side, did the little flower thing, and I left the bottom, whatever. There's nothing in it. Some paint the inside gesso, and then they do the outside. I'm reading. I didn't, and I don't want to because I like when I did the edge. When I took the sand paper on the edge, it kind of shows through and whatever. You don't have, and in fact, I may do some and make a. I saw on YouTube where they had taken a little metal stand type thing and put three of them in and put flat. Really, really cute. And I don't want to copy that. However, the idea, I'm going to do my thing. So I'm going to maybe do three of these this size. And these measure, these measure about 5.5 tall, and the diameter is about 3 inches overall. Well, about 2 3/4 by 5. Use this size and make my own little tray, and then put the new Graphic 45 the shabby chic looking feet on it and kind of decorate that as well and make it stand for them. And maybe leave the lids off and make a little flower thing. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't want completely. But I think it'd be really cute. So, is everybody here? Jenny's moving. Jenny's moving the first week in August. It will be the first week of August before we move, and we're going to have some painting done. Our apartment lease is not up until the end of August, so we have a while. Yes, you do. Okay. Hi, Paper Compose. Oh, you are Paper. What is the matter with me? Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm Hello, I'm going to get started here, people. What am I doing? What am I doing? I want to see how many say, oh, we're getting a nice crowd going. We just started. Margaret Ann isn't here yet. Carol, I thought you changed your day to take your mother or be with your mother to Tuesday, honey. Or is that Margaret Ann? I don't know. So this is the jar. We may do one of these later. Anybody get your book and do an artist page on your book yet? I have to have a tea. So I'm going to set these aside. Oh, here's the other color of the burlap from Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo. This is kind of, it's kind of an ecru, grayish ecru, I don't know. And then, of course, this is the burlap. And I may do this one a little different. You know, I have a tendency to get on a roll and do everything the same. So we're going to set our little projects aside. You know, you could probably see, and here I'm going to use the handle. I've had these handles in my stash. I don't know if they're Tim Holtz's, I think. I'm not sure. Here's a little key from my stash. Now here's a key. Oh, I'm not going to put the key. The key goes on the ball jar. I don't put a key. Well, I could put a key. I might. These are some keys I had in my stash. I just pulled them out. So let's get started. Well, what color are we going to do? Oh, I want to tell you, this is a nightmare. We have a yellow. We have an orange. We have, it's kind of a gray. Then we have, oh, that's paint. I want to use the chalk. I don't have very much. I didn't buy very many. Now here's another blue. It's just a darker blue, but we already got a blue. That's kind of a turquoise. I think. I wanted to do pink. Oh, I know. Okay, because I wanted to use pink flowers. I think I'm going to do this. No, that's paint. I don't want paint. I want chalk. Oh, here. Oh. Well, see there again. No, that's the same color. This chalk paint is called lace. Well, you could use pink. I want to use pink flowers. Okay, I'm going to use this because I want to use pink flowers. I've got an orange. This is pretty. It's kind of a burnt orange, but I don't want that. That's a pretty blue. I might do one later, see what it looks like. And this is kind of a yellow. I've got every color of flower in the rainbow, but I wanted to do pink, and pink won't. What do I do this one? We are going to do lace. Oh. These are chalk paints. They are water soluble. Yeah, there's the ribbon. Oh, I love the ribbon. Is Barry here? Our Barry here? Hi, Barry. Which Barry? Oh, very nice. Hi, honey. How are you? Something popped up my computer, and I don't want it. Okay, I'm going to move that. You don't want to see that. So, I don't do anything to prepare this other than get the tea out of it. Well, I'll go. I was working on that other one. Gwen, you could make a Halloween one with the... You could, Judy. You know how I like Halloween. You really could. Well, not today, but I think I will, and then show it. That's a good idea, because I don't have stuff out for that. Black flowers and all kinds of weird things. Would be really cute. I think I will. And then show it. Great idea. I'm glad you're here, honey. Okay, here we go. Now, I used uh, I need some towels. I need some paper towel. Just a minute. I'll be right back. Oh. To get some paper towel. These are so much fun. They're so cute. They would just be great, great gifts. Now, the only thing is, if you put something in them, I suppose you need to leave those lids off. I just put them on. You need to leave those lids off and really let them cure. There is a paint, and I've seen some use it on YouTube, uh, and I think it's a Martha Stewart paint, and you can cure it. And you could scratch it, even though I sealed this. If you wanted to, you could scratch it and whatever. But I think it's a Martha Stewart. I got some webs here. And you bake it. You bake it in the oven, and it cures it, and it is dishwasher safe. Whatever. Shaking this up good. Oh, and I cannot get these open. My poor old hands. Has everybody had a good week? Oh, hello. That thing is on there. I don't know. I didn't take it off. This is a pretty color. This is going to be the color of our first one. So you just paint, and I say that's the only thing we're going to have to deal with. And I just put a thin coat, and it covers well with 2 coats. I didn't think it would, quite frankly. That's why I used the gesso. And then I've seen different ones online use the gesso. But I had trouble with it putting the paint on after the gesso dried. It was dry. Because gesso dries easy. So you just paint. Oh, I'm sorry. You just paint. Paint, paint, paint. You sit here and watch paint dry. That's the old joke. I'll dry it. And I want to dry it, and I want a thin coat. This is easier to hold. And that covers pretty good. I'm surprised, quite frankly. I like this chalk paint. When it first came out, became popular, I don't like the chalkboard stuff. I didn't do much of that. I don't do any of it. I was surprised. I just didn't get into it and whatever. And so I started seeing the ball jars, or the canning jars, fruit jars, whatever you want to call them. I think that other paint I was talking about, was it for glass? When they showed it online, they showed it and they baked it and came back and showed it, and it was on there. I think it's, well, I saw it the other day, and I think you can use it on anything, but I think it's primarily for glass. I used to know a gal that did glass, painting on glass, and oh my. Now, Carol, we used to get lunch boxes from Provo Crafts, and they would circuit and stop making their products. It has been hoarding the last 3 of them. What? Such a nice gift, Carol. I saw a tin with cards in it. Yeah, that would be cute. You could make the tin and I'll put the lid on it. Yeah. Now this dries pretty fast. Put a thin coat. But see, you can still, of course, see through this. These are so cute. Well, Judy, that was a great idea. I'm going to have to make one. I got a dozen. Well, I got 1 a dozen. I don't know how many of these I have, but I have a lot of them. I just hoard. I'm still saving. I'm not saving cereal boxes anymore, but I'm still saving cracker boxes. Margaret Ann here yet? Where is she coming today? Hi, Mermaid. I know, Mermaid. I've done that many times. That is a nightmare. Okay. See, that dries pretty quick. Oh, see, it's hot. Okay, we're going to put another coat. See, it covers well. It really does. It's the paint. I really like this paint. Is nice and thick. Now and if it doesn't cover completely, I suppose you could use it. I'm not going to. I didn't use a third coat, but it's going to be distressed. It's going to have all this other stuff on it. So 2 coats is plenty, I think, but to each his own. And making more boxes. Haven't made another. Judy, have you seen our